Hi everyone, it's Nathara, and today I'm going to be going over the Night Tour pack. And just a quick reminder, you only get what's listed in the pack contents here. You do not get the display outfits. So today I'm going to be going over the Chat Bubble Sleepwalk Ring, the Half-Length Pose Fingertip Fun, the Scene Star Tower Show, and the Dynamic Pose Hot Gaze. Alright, and here is a look at the scene as a whole. You are on this little platform right here, and the pattern does repeat itself on the floor, and then the structures around your doll, and then kind of like the little makeshift light tunnel right here. That is pretty much it. Beyond it, you are like in this like giant cube, but outside of this cube is nothingness. Very dark. And here's your posable area. Not very big, but you can go up quite a bit. It does have the standard sink though. So you can like get above that whole black box thing that the scene is set in, but that is about it. Here's the lighting from the front, the lighting from the right, the lighting from the back. I really do like that you can just see all the little sparkles at this angle. It's pretty cute, though your doll is pretty much in the dark. And here's the lighting from the left. Pretty nice. I like the deep shadows. And here's the lighting on the lightest and darkest shade in the game. Not too bad. Though if you push it with the darker doll, you will lose her detailing pretty quickly. Let's see. Lumo, yeah. It would be good too if you just wanted to show off just eye makeup. It would be nice for that. But I wouldn't push it too far because she will start to disappear or fade into the background, because this scene is one of those scenes that's dark and moody to begin with, despite having all the neon purple lights. And here's the whole body pose for Fingertip Fun. She does have her hand on her hip a little bit right there, and her legs are set apart. Here it is with focus on. And with a right hand held. And a left hand held. Pretty good for a sassy pose if you've got something in her left hand. You could even do like one of these little side bags that bring the arm down and still look like a regular outfit. And here's the dynamic pose without the dynamic camera on. Some pretty good ones in there. She definitely moves around a lot. If you ever want to be like in a girl groups kind of setting, I think this pose is pretty good for getting a lot of different angles in there. And here is the facial expression for Fingertip Fun. She does just kind of look off and pout her lips just a bit. Not the most expressive thing, but not too bad either. And here is the dynamic expression. The mouth feels a little stiff. But there is a couple good little side eye smiles in there. Alright, and now I'm going to click through the filters so you can kind of get a glimpse at what you might be able to do with this scene, though this scene is very, very purple, and it's kind of a little difficult to get away from that because of how strong it is, but you're going to be able to play with it a bit more in your retouch settings with the tone and temperature. And here's our vignette. So you can kind of make those purple hearts a bit harder to see and a bit better to see. And your halo, of course, is going to get pretty bright there in the center. And you can pretty much kill it with the lowest one, though it does still look like light bars. Your DOF. And your white balance. And of course, with this, your character will be completely changing shades as well, but that can also be really useful. Oh, I really like this one. That's really cool, actually. But I'm a sucker for those green shades like that. Definitely fun to play around with and try and get different tones in here. And your saturation. And your contrast. And as for hotspots, it's kind of almost the opposite. You do have a few like lights that will hit your doll as you move her around, but you can't actually reach any of those light bars that make up the scene. So I don't know if you can actually hit a glow spot with them because you just can't get back there in there. I would imagine you would light up if you were able to get in there. Actually, look at that. The scene does like come up, so maybe not. It doesn't work like that with this one. But the scene is relatively small, and it's not hard to kind of like just move your doll around and find anything that might give you a glow spot. But I don't see anything, and I don't actually use this scene too much because it's not very fantasy, and I'm a huge fantasy nerd, so I always get those other scenes. You can pull yourself out of the light a lot. I do really like the little purple hearts on the wall though, that's really super cute. Overall, it is a good scene, but like I said, I just don't use it that often because I don't dress up in themes that match this scene too much, but you could be completely different. And here's our chat bubble, Sleepwalk Ring, a really pretty chat bubble with white text inside. I love all the little star decals around it, and I love that it's got white text as usual. That's so pretty. I think it fits the space theme so much more, and I did pair it with like one of the spacey backgrounds. I think this is actually one of the newer ones. Anyway, it's super cute and I love it. I do use this one from time to time. It's just so pretty and so dainty. But that's actually all I have for the Night Tour pack. I know this was actually a lot shorter than my normal ones, but there's just not much to this scene. So I couldn't really go in depth on anything, and then none of the poses had handhelds with them, so it was pretty quick. So anyway, yeah, I hope that this helped you decide if you would like to purchase this or not. And as always, I will talk to you later. Bye-bye!